Good morning, Ruskin Enjoyers. Hello, how you doing? Yeah, it's a bit late. I'm currently streaming. Chat, feel free to say hello to YouTube. Right. I have to talk about new Skinnables, alright? We just had the October update. We just had the October Force Wipe roster, and it was a very cool looking store. Lots of interesting skins were accepted, and as you can see with the first 24 hours of sales, they were pretty in demand, yes. Yes, lots of people jumped onto them. But we have noticed concerns. Now, I foresaw this. I knew exactly what was to be expected, because when we see brand new Skinnables, well, we know how it usually turns out. So this is more of like an update video for expectations in regards to what we're going to see with future brand new Skinnables. Because, of course, if you do not fully remember, it was announced by Alistair like a week or so ago that going forwards, for every month, there's going to be a brand new skinnable item. Consider chainsaws, consider salvaged axes, or hatchets, I mean. Consider wolf headdresses. What about bone armor? What about handmade LMG? Yes, don't forget about that. In fact, if we could just quickly switch over to here. Around the same time that we saw bids being announced on commits that they are going to become skinnable, handmade LMG as well. Honestly, guys, it basically looks at that handmade LMG is going to become the next skinnable for November. All right? So you can consider this as an example for the handmade LMG, and for all future brand new skinnables, you have to be wary of the first skins that are going to be accepted. So the best thing to compare to is to talk about, like I showed you here, the first two backpack skins to be accepted. So let's just give you some context. Back in November of 2024, so, just a year ago, large backpack skins were made skinnable. And a lot of people were very surprised and quite impressed. If anything, people thought there was going to be more skinnables at that time. Took another year to finally see that happen. But anyway, the first two skins that we got was the No Mercy backpack and the Hardsuit backpack. But even then, I knew what was going to happen. Loads of people going to jump in, buy tons of these backpacks, just assuming that, oh yeah, the first ever backpack skins. Surely everybody's going to buy them afterwards, right? Loads of people bought them when they were in the store. Let's just switch over to, not Rust Help, but SCMM. Let me just look up all the large backpack skins. So many people bought those first two backpack skins that the No Mercy backpack did over 54,000 subscribers, and the Hardsuit backpack, which, again, I don't want to sound mean, but with it being a metallic backpack, I wasn't really feeling confident with it. Even that did over 31,000 subscribers. But I said this, and listen to what I say. Yes, these are the first ever backpacks we've seen that are marketable, because of course we also saw Abe's backpack. There will be more backpack skins. There will be Twitch drop backpack skins. Whilst those two skins at the moment do look quite impressive and pretty interesting, there will be other options. And people will look at those brand new options. People will consider buying them, and these two will lose interest. It's unfortunate, but it's inevitable because there will be other options. So as time went on, it's been about 11 months since we first saw these being introduced. Down 53%, down 65%. They have crashed and burned. Now, some of them have perked up, more of these more recent ones, they have perked up during the recent summer. I should point that out. We'll talk about that in a second, don't you worry. But the point still remains. These first few sold a lot. Now, you've worked out quite all right, Desert Nomad backpack. Nothing really compares to you. But we've definitely had more blackout alternative options for backpacks, for sure. We've seen the Legacy Kevlar, the training backpack. Yeah, there's definitely other options. No Mercy backpack had a lot of interest initially, because, of course, you could pair that up with Whiteout. You've got a nice white-ish sort of backpack. But then, of course, we've had other options. Snowman backpack, you might remember that. We've even recently had Hedge Dunes, brand new Twitch drop backpack, and everybody got that for free. And that is a whole lot more white in comparison to that. So anyway, point still remains, more options appeared. And in theory, perhaps better options appeared. Therefore, these have struggled. And because so many of them were bought, tons of them are now listed on the Steam market. Tons of them are now listed on third-party sites. This is the perfect example of understanding that with brand new skinnables, this is the most likely outcome with the first few skins, okay? So referencing back to the bed skins, with the first 24 hours of sales, we saw Cargo Heli Bed did over 24,000 subscribers. More than the Xenotype. More than the Xenotype. We have seen like 12, 13 weeks of Xenotype large boxes. This is the first instance where we have seen a different skin ahead of it. And Tropical Bed, over 18,000 subscribers. Now, we can get a pretty good rough estimate in regards to how much that's going to reach up to, because it's very similar to the Xenotype. This is most likely going to do between 35 to 40,000 subscribers. This one, I will not rule out the possibility that that likely will be surpassing 50,000 subscribers. Hang on a minute. Didn't we just talk... Oh, there you go. Over 50,000 subscribers, over 30,000 subscribers. It's happening all over again. You might say, oh, Hedge, you're just being silly. No, you'd be surprised. So many things in Rust just repeat all the time. And when it comes to brand new Skinnables, yeah, you should anticipate this happening again and again and again and again. I know. So we'll see. You never know. You might get like a super cool pay to win skin in the first initial batch, and as time goes on, people probably appreciate it. Like, take for example, in regards to all like the desert options for backpacks, it seems Desert Nomad is still being appreciated. So that's like one of the few skins right now that's actually in the positive. So, all right, cool, fair enough. So I should also mention, and I did reference it just a minute ago, during this past summer, we did see No Mercy backpack rise in price quite a fair bit. So as you can see here, it's currently listed at $1.49. What price did you sell for again? Oh yeah, $3. Oh dear. So it's half in price. There's over 300 listings. And let me remind you, on average, for most Rust skins on the Steam market, they would have usually around 100 quantity. That seems to be the average. This has 3 times the amount. But that's not surprising because it did a ridiculous amount of sales. So as you can see here, it's not got like huge, big fat like quantities. You do see quite a lot here though. Chances are, recently, this is where it was. But of course, now that we're going through the autumn fall seasonal dip, yeah, makes sense. Dropped off a little bit more. So if I could just show you its sales history, it was actually rising up. It actually was doing pretty good. But of course, other options appeared. The brand new Hedge Twitch drop. Sorry, but yeah, when a brand new option appears that just so happens to be, you know, better, sorry to say, but yeah, H-Tunes was free. H-Tunes had a whole lot more white. A much better fit for whiteout. For all the people that like to roam around in the snowy biome. So, just understand, it had a really hard drop, but then it did slowly start to recover. It took time, but it still dropped off again. Because no matter what, there will always be brand new skins being accepted, okay? So in terms of backpacks, you actually wear that with like your clothing and armor. It's not really clothing and armor, is it? But you use it with it. So yeah, people do want to get some nice sort of camouflage options. In regards to beds though, and sorry, SUM keeps breaking like that at the moment. Oh, there you go. Well, back over to here. In regards to beds, I know a lot of people greatly appreciate having them. Faster respawns, nice and comfy. Oh yes, I get a lovely night's sleep instead of on a sleeping bag. Haha. Anyway. These designs do look cool. With all due respect, I can see it. Cargo Heli with its transparency and glow in the dark. I get the feeling the reason why this is selling more compared to that is because it glows in the dark. But there will be more glow in the dark designs being accepted in future Rust stores and of course Twitch drops. Come on now. Come on now. It's going to happen. But for now, I can see people appreciating it. But do not be surprised as more and more and more options appear. It will slowly start to lose interest. And as I said, with so many listings, you're going to see a very similar behavior with a lot of listings right there and a price suffering. Okay? This is a great example of what we can expect for this and for this. So, in regards to Cargo Heli, you've already got an established collection. However, it's not like super in demand. With all due respect, no, it's not really. But I have found out with the skin creators of the tropical bed, I actually asked, I said, hey, are you considering turning this into a deplorable collection? And he responded pretty quickly. He said, yeah, but after Halloween. So, okay, fair enough. I would like to see a chair and table set with that. I think it would look really cool. Like the perfect sort of primitive, I'm lost on a abandoned, isolated island in the middle of the ocean. I've made my own very special base out of twigs and leaves and whatnot. It's cool. In fact, you know what? If anything, I'd love to see like a wood building skin, like made out of tropical leaves and twigs and sticks and whatnot. That'd be cool. But anyway, keep an eye out. Maybe a locker, some doors. What about potentially a water purifier? Anyway, moving on. So, okay, there's definitely potential that these could turn into collections. But, yeah, I'm still expecting these to be pretty bad investments. Now, let's also just say the obvious. The most likely instance is that a lot of people have bought these just for themselves. And I'm not going to say no. We actually had a pretty decent turnout for the October 4 swipe, better compared to September. And, yeah, we've even risen higher compared to yesterday, because we had 172,000 yesterday, and today we've had 173. And with tomorrow being Saturday, chances are we might go up even a little bit more higher. We'll see. But anyway, lots of people turned up. It was October 4 swipe. Not a lot of people have been enjoying the brand new update. Yeah, blueprint fragments. Whilst we're here, just going a quick side tangent. You might have seen this, but due to the fact that people are struggling to even get a tier 2 workbench, right? The Heatseeker Revolver has started to rise up in price very nicely because, of course, people are stuck with tier 1 workbenches. So revolvers are being appreciated and used a whole lot more. That's now just reached a brand new all-time high price, and it's pushing up to $6 now. I'm not joking. Like, look at the picture here. Look at that. Whoop. 200 sales in the past 24 hours. Ridiculous. But anyway, here's hoping that future updates don't have such problematic responses. Naval update is next month. We are expecting most skins to start recovering because right now, of course, it is early October, as you can see there. Wow. And typically, most skins will reach a new low point for the year around this period of time. If anything, if you have funds, if you have Steam Wallet, look around for investments now. Most prices for skins at the moment, it'll be their lowest for like quite a significant amount of time. You're not going to see skins drop until maybe around February or March. So that's for your consideration. So beds. When times are bad, I am very, very worried about you. February 2026, March 2026, do not be surprised if these are struggling. But if we do see interesting collection continuations for Cargo Heli and Tropical Bed, maybe it does work out quite all right. But I do have to remind you, the difference with backpack skins, when we got them, Face Punch just kept accepting and accepting and accepting and accepting and accepting and accept. They just kept accepting more and more and more and more and more skins consecutively with every single rush store that appeared. If I can recall, we had like 16 weeks of consecutive large backpack skins being accepted. And of course, that contributes to the problems. Far too many options have suddenly appeared. And now these original skins, they're just not that special anymore. So within like 11 months, we've received 34 skins in total. That is insane. That's more than garage doors. Madness, okay? Madness. So perhaps beds won't be as ridiculous compared to backpacks. And of course, potentially in the future, all the other brand new Skinnables, like the handmade LMG for November. Ooh. Hopefully it's not that bad. But here's also another thing to be aware of. With all these brand new Skinnables, and who knows how many we're going to get, like they did say in the tweet, they'll see how far they can go with it. But it really does look like for every single month, there will be a brand new Skinnable, a brand new skin for the Rust store. Rust stores they'll be pretty interesting because there'll be so many things that are skinnable. You're probably not going to see an AK-47 every single week, as an example. But come on now, you're still going to see an AK-47 skin every single week. So we'll see. Rust stores very likely will be a whole lot more diverse, which would be very cool. Maybe we stop seeing so many brand new Skinnables getting tons of skins instantly. Or maybe, in regards to the bed, for example, for the month of October 2025, could we see a bed skin or two being accepted every single week? And don't forget, for October, we're still questioning, are we going to have 2 weeks of Halloween or 3 weeks? I'm sure you've seen the Play Rust tweet. They announced the Halloween update is going to happen on the 23rd. But let me remind you, same thing happened last year, right? Same thing happened last year, where the actual update didn't happen until like the second week, towards the end of the month. But we still had a Rust store that was a Halloween theme the week before we had the actual update. Last year, we had 3 weeks of Halloween. Is it going to happen again? Or are we going to have 2 more regular Rust stores, then 2 Halloween Rust stores? We'll see, okay? Why am I mentioning Halloween? We have Halloween skins. And it just so happens that all of them have to be submitted by, the next Tuesday. We have over 100 skins already here in this collection, and I'll add this in the description right now if you can go see that for yourself. We have bed skins, So over to here, we have some very, very cool looking designs. So first of all, we have the sacrificial bed, glow-in-the-dark transparency. It looks cool. It looks like it might be a little bit rough on your back. Yeah. But just want to point this out. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if we do see a bed skin being accepted with every single rust all this month. So we're going to probably see a miner hat accepted every single week for this month. And bed. Will that be a new sort of thing to expect, a new pattern? The new Skinnable and the focused item of the month, probably guaranteed to be in every single rust store for the month. I had to keep an eye on that. I had to keep track of that. But sacrificial bed, you're looking very cool. And then, of course, the collection continuation to the horror sleeping bag. You know, the very expensive deplorable skin that costs about $1,000, I believe, at the moment. Although Barter's only got up to 600. Either way, expensive. Well, there's its sequel. Produced by Mr. M. Demon. 10 years later, we have the horror bed. I will not be surprised in the slightest if that gets accepted, right? But I should also point out, if all the Halloween skins have to be submitted by this next Tuesday, do not be surprised if you see tons upon tons of brand new Halloween skins. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we see 100 brand new skins being submitted over the course of this weekend, and I wouldn't be surprised if a decent portion of them are beds, all right? So we might still see regular, normal sort of bed skins being accepted for the next 2 rust stores, and then for Halloween rust stores, oh yes, plenty of Halloween beds as well. So yeah, that's looking pretty sweet, and you know, there's a little early insight to some skins that have been submitted recently, and oh look, Tiger Crown bed. You might not fully remember this. Do you remember the Tiger Crown furnace? And what was the other skin? Wasn't there a door? Yes, there was. It was like 2016. Old, but Shedman's been around for a very long time. He's old. Sorry, Shedman. But yeah, plenty more bed skins are being submitted. Lots of very interesting quality designs. Some still questionable, as you can see. If you ever look at most recent, of course, you're going to see some silly things, of course. But skin creators that regularly put out some very awesome looking designs, yeah, you'll probably see them in the near future. We'll see. So, okay, cool. It's totally understood that every single week, skin creators are still making plenty more very cool looking bed skins. And yes, these two here, they have absurd numbers. In fact, let's just refresh right now. I've been yapping. I think we've just seen an extra 50 subscribers there over the course of this 15-ish minutes of yapping. Yep. So by all means, comment below. Have you already bought yourself a bed? If you bought just one for yourself, it's not a problem, all right? It's more concerning if you already bought like 20 or 50 or 100 if you've already invested into this. This is why I always say, wait till the last second. Be patient. Abnormals, every Wednesday, I'm on stream. Of course, this next Wednesday, I'll be on stream. I'll be talking about this whole rust store here. And we'll, of course, look at the sales. We'll consider, hang on a minute. Maybe this has sold a little bit too much. Or, in the opposite way, this has sold far too little. It will definitely impact what we want to offer. And based on what I'm seeing here with the beds, I don't want to offer too much. And it won't be surprising if these bed skins drop off in price pretty quickly. Sorry to say. So, when we do the abnormals next week, and you're more than welcome to join us, look in the description. You'll see links to all my socials right there. My Twitch link is right there. Do not forget, whilst we do the abnormals next week, at the same time, Twitch drops. So, whilst you watch me, you can get all the general drops. Just remember, make sure you watch the Twitch Rivals channel for just 30 minutes and you can get that backpack skin. And then afterwards, you can watch me. Looks like you've got to spend 5 hours to get all the skins. Don't worry, I yap long enough for 5 hours. So, yes, in regards to what we see with the bed skins, if you just bought one for yourself, it's not the end of the world. That was a treat for yourself. You supported the skin creator. Maybe we'll see some growth with the collections or, you know, beginnings of a brand new collection. But it's only concerning to those that have already invested a lot already. If you have done so, I'm very sorry. You're going to probably want to try and sell those pretty quickly, or maybe wait until at least post-Christmas, January 2026. I am concerned. But do not be surprised in the slightest if we also see Christmas bed skins. You could put like a little cool little, like a cute little stocking at the end of it and whatnot. Oh, okay. Well, skin creators, if you heard that, that's definitely a great idea. Or a snowman bed. Some people have also asked, Hedge, no one's done a race car bed yet. True. But to be honest with you, I'd rather that be a DLC, because I think only Face Punch could pull it off, like, well, not me. So, cute little sleepy sort of collection. Can I have the pajamas with the little patch on my arse? Right, anyway. So, don't panic too much if you haven't actually jumped in yet. This is definitely going to be a cheap barter situation. Sorry to the skin creators, but you've already succeeded with the sales. Shut up. Anyway, please be aware, with all future Skinnables, this is expected to repeat. I said it earlier. Rust skins, they tend to repeat. The behaviour tends to happen over and over and over again. Remember, the main way I figure out how everything usually tends to work out is because I've seen the behaviour happen before. I remember things, and I've warned you now, okay? So next month with the brand new handmade LMGs, again, you could buy one for yourself, that's fine. If you want to grab yourself a nice looking skin, that's cool. But if you want to make an investment, you're probably better off with just buy orders. So alright, that's cool. Can we actually jump in now and take a look at the bed skins? Alright, fair enough. Get a good look at those beds. So of course, here is the cargo heli bed. This is now pushing up to 30,000 subscribers in chat. YouTube, this very likely will be reaching 50,000 subscribers. This could end up being the metaphorical No Mercy backpack. Oh dear. And you over to here, you unfortunately could end up being the hard suit backpack. But to be honest with you, as I said, I wasn't feeling very confident with a metallic backpack. And this right here, as I said, the potential to see this become a brand new, interesting deployable collection. I mean, think of all the possibilities. A locker skin in the style of this. Oh, that'd look awesome. Small box, large box, not bad. I think we've got a very interesting thing to look forward to, so keep an eye on Mishka's workshop from here and now. I also just kind of thought of this a minute ago. I'm fully well aware the shelves over here, they're already bamboo. But imagine a more leafy design, like with leaves kind of hanging over on the side. That looks so much cooler. So face punch, you've got a probable nice DLC idea there. Just saying. Anyway, so look at that. Nice and reflective. The leaves looks awesome. The cute little leafy pillow as well. I think you'd love to sleep in that if it was real life. Might have bugs under it. Anyway, so between these two, which one's actually your favourite? Please comment below. Have you already bought one of these yourselves? Because again, I'm actually kind of under the impression that with so many people turning up and seeing these brand new bed skins, a lot of people just simply bought them for themselves. Which is fine. I definitely can anticipate that being the likely outcome. But please, please, please be aware, as investments, there is a lot of danger. You have to be cautious. You have to be wary. And I feel like that now that you've watched this video, you are aware. Are you aware? Quick look at night time as well. Now, of course, we had the lights on right next to it. Get a good look at that. And as you can see, it is quite reflective. And over to here, we just saw it a minute ago. During the daylight, this does reflect quite nicely. But with the lights on somewhat nearby, it's not that reflective. It's not that reflective. So, okay, fair enough. So, of course, let's now take a look at these in total darkness. And as you can see, cargo heli glows in the dark. As we turn over to here, unfortunately, tropical doesn't. But to be honest with you, how on earth would you make sticks and leaves glow in the dark? Well, I mean, they could be special leaves, but anyway. So over to here, as you can see, the glow in the dark probably will help a lot of people at night time. Perhaps this is the reason why this has been selling a lot better compared to the tropical bed. Fair enough. I do like how they've given the impression that that's like an actual light, and the actual pillow and the covers here glow in the dark as well. That's clever. So that's not an actual light. This is all just texture. Skin Creator did a fantastic job with that. So very cool, very nice, lovely stuff. So from here and now, what bed skins will be accepted next? What would you like to see being made? What type of bed would you like to see being made? I've seen a tiger design. I've seen a pony design. In fact, you know what? To make things easier, what collection do you think needs to make a bed? Comment below. I'm pretty sure the skin creators will see, or at least I'll tell them. What type of scary Halloween bed could you think of? What type of Christmas bed could you think of? Like I said, I thought you could do like a cute little kid's bed, and on the bottom over to here, put some stockings there. It would have to be textured, but you'd still see it. So, we'll see, we'll see. When it comes to the actual race car bed, I think Face Punch has to make it themselves. They could add extra mesh. They could actually make it look like a car. Unfortunately, skin creators can't do that, but Face Punch can. So Face Punch, we've said it, we crave it, and you, the viewer, feel free to comment below. Tell them we want a race car bed. They could do like a set of them. You could get like 5 different colours, different numbers, different car designs. NASCAR design, Formula 1 design. Come on, Face Punch, please. People would want that. People would want that. So, yeah, looking pretty good. looking pretty sweet. So we'll see how things turn out in the future. But the most likely outcome is, based on what we've seen in the previous instances of brand new Skinnables, these will suffer. But on the horizon, you could potentially get these for a much cheaper price. And we'll see how things turn out. Because I do wonder, how often do you actually use a bed? I am aware that, yeah, the respawn time's great. But as a solo at the moment with the brand new update, well then, that's a bit questionable. Let's see if they do make some proper amends. I know there's a patch today to sort out the blueprint fragments issues and whatnot, but here's hoping that does get resolved and figured out, because a lot of people aren't very happy with that new update, are they? And you can express your opinion right now. Do you like it? Cool. So we'll see what gets made next. I will, of course, keep an eye on the workshop. Please remember, I'm always doing my Rust Workshop skin checks. I will keep you informed of all the brand new bed skins. And so that's a wrap. Enjoy your weekend. Keep an eye out for all the brand new Halloween workshop submissions for 2025. And of course, keep an eye out for those brand new beds. Let's see if we could still potentially grab a few of these for a super cheap price and flip them for a decent price. Because you never know. We are currently going through the absolute bad time at the moment. Good time's just around the corner. January time, post-Christmas, where a lot of people have time off. During the Christmas break, kids will be out of school. People won't be working as much. Maybe they don't suffer as much. But again, when new ones appear, And that's it. So thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. Best of luck to all of you. And let's see what brand new beds are made.